and Japan's top rugby is also in full swing now, and we are thrilled to have one of their marquee men, Michael Hooper, joining us from Japan. Michael, great to have you on Rugby Heaven to talk through all of the round 3 action. But firstly, how are you settling in over there and how's your Japanese coming along?
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. Japanese is terrible. I've got about one hello, thank you and goodbye. We're in a bit of a bubble up here, so I haven't been able to go out and get amongst the restaurants and do too many things like that. So my Japanese has taken a hit because of it. But no, it's been good. It's been great to get some rugby on the park.
Hoops, how are things going with your Toyota team and how are you settling into their style of play?
The Toyota Verblitz are 3-0 at the moment, so we're going well. We've settled into the rugby nicely. We've got a really good team, a really good bunch of Japanese players and some foreigners as well. So we've got a good mix, and the balance is working quite nicely. It's a challenge. It's a different style of rugby. The footy's fast. There's a lot of points usually in games from both teams. So it makes for different rugby, quite different to Test rugby, where there's a few less points more often than not. So it's been a good adjustment.
Hoops, Bernard Foley's Kubota Spears have been going well. Have you been tracking the other teams that will probably be there at the pointy end like yours?
Yeah, now that we're a couple games in, I have been. Nard's been steering the ship quite well there at Kubota. It's a really cool competition. You come up against the teams each week, and there's a great international player from all over the world that could be playing in that, and depending on what position he is in the team can have huge implications on the way the team's shaped and the way they're formed. So, Kubota going well. Suntory, obviously a powerhouse up here. And then you've got some Kiwi-run teams like Kobe and Panasonic who are also doing well.
Who's one of the teams that are doing very well along with yourselves is Suntory's team, which are well-resourced. Sean McMahon there, Peter Hewitt coaching. Have you kept half an eye on them when you come up against them? Yeah,
so we always have games in our gym playing, something that's quite different to what we usually have back at home. There's just footy on all the time. And Suntory's usually a team that's playing up there and coming up against a team. I think we might be trailing them who we play each week. So, they would have played a team last weekend and now we follow them up with this weekend. So we see a lot of them at the moment and they're sharp. They've got absolute weapons all across the field. And we come up against them we've got a bye next week. The following week we're up against Suntory.
We can't wait for that matchup, Michael. They really do look like the team to beat at the moment. Now, let's have a look at the standings in the Red Conference after 3 rounds of top rugby. And could be a 3-horse race between your side, Verblitz, Kubota and the Sun Goliaths.
Yeah, so we play both those teams out of the last 3 games we play. So 2 of those 3 games are going to have huge implications on where we finish for the finals run. And then from there you play the opposite side of the table and who's at the bottom. So inevitably you want to be at the top so you can face a weaker team going into the playoffs and have a better run through to the finals. So got sort of one eye on it at the moment, but it's so slippery up here in terms of a team can just really put the heat on you one week. And like I talked about with the big scores, those can be hard to get back sometimes.
Michael, closer to home, you must be really feeling for the Waratahs at the moment. Have you had much contact with the boys?
Yeah, obviously it's a tough time back in New South Wales, Waratah land. I've been keeping in touch with some of the players, checking in and, talking to them about, things can be turned around very quickly, beat environments where that has happened. And these guys are working really hard. They're staying positive and, doing what they can. There's no question that they want to turn the results around and they're doing everything in their power.
Michael, thank you so much for joining us on Rugby Heaven and best of luck for the season ahead over in Japan.
Thanks a lot for having me. Cheers.